Philly Sports Unfiltered. Guys, in today's video, it is an exciting time to be an Eagles fan. We are almost back having football in our lives. Training camp is just a couple days away, so right before we kick off training camp, in today's video, I want to go over 5 candidates that I think could really have just a breakout training camp. And at the end of the training camp, we're looking at them and we're just getting really excited about the season that they're going to have. So let's jump right into it. My 5 breakout training camp candidates. Number 1 for me is going to be Nakobe Dean. Nokobi Dean is an absolute beast. I think this man was the steal of the draft, and I think he is going to have an absolutely huge year for the Birds. And I think this year he is going to develop into a strong young leader. I would not be surprised if at some point in this season we are seeing Nakobe Dean wearing a C on his chest. I would not be surprised if he becomes a team captain. I want you to look really quickly at Nakobe Dean's stats in his last year at Georgia. He just did everything. Not only was he a field general commanding that defense, he had 72 total tackles, 10.5 tackles per loss, 6 sacks, 2 interceptions, a touchdown, a return on one of the interceptions. There's literally nothing on the field that this man does not do. He flies all around. He communicates with defense. He's able to read what the offense is doing. He gets a lot of tackles for loss. He can intercept the ball. He can sack the quarterback. He does everything. The guy loves football. He has a great football mind. Everybody said that he was the leader of that team. I expect him to come in and be a great young leader on the team. Nakobe Dean is my number 1 breakout candidate. I think we're going to see huge things from him this year. And as I said, I think he's going to end up being a team captain. My number 2 breakout candidate this year is going to be Jordan Davis. I'm just absolutely loving this kid. I mean, you know, when we took the pick, I was excited about the pick. I mean, you just see his size, his body, the potential. But then when we actually got to meet Jordan Davis, to hear from him, to hear about where his mind is at, to hear about him already understanding what his weaknesses are, how he's already focusing on his diet, the relationship that he already seems to have with veteran players, the relationship we already know that he has with Nakobe Dean. Every time he talks, he sounds calm, he sounds poised, he sounds like someone who loves football, and he also sounds like a leader. I think between Nakobe Dean and Jordan Davis, this Eagles defense has a lot of leadership right now and for the long-term future that can replace some of those guys that we know are on their last legs like BG and Fletcher Cox. So I'm super excited about Jordan Davis. I think he's going to get his body right to be able to play a higher number of snaps this year. And I think by mid-season, we're going to kind of see him overtake Fletcher Cox for that starting role. I really do believe that, and I think heads are going to turn in training camp just when we see how strong this guy is and what type of potential he does have in the passing game, because that's the one knock against him, right? All right, number 3 is Carson Strong. Carson Strong, I think by the end of training camp, he is going to solidify himself as a really quality option for the number 2 backup quarterback position. I think Carson Strong is going to have the type of training camp where it is going to make the Eagles feel comfortable to seek a Gardner Minshew trade. Carson Strong, the only knock that you can have against this guy is his injury history. Because if you look at his body, he's tall, he has a big body, he has an absolute cannon for an arm. You look at his last year in Nevada, okay? The guy threw for 4,175 yards, 8 yards an attempt, okay? He threw 36 TDs against 8 interceptions. And the last 2 years in college, 2020 and 2021, he completed over 70% of his passes. This dude is a serious quarterback. He can read defenses, he throws accuracy, he can throw the ball long, he can throw touchdowns, he can throw for distance. He really can do everything. If this man can stay healthy, he is an NFL quarterback. He is the prototype NFL quarterback in terms of what you want to see: size, body, arm strength. He has it all. If he can stay healthy, we struck gold in terms of a backup quarterback. We really did, and I think he's going to ball out in training camp. My number 4 breakout candidate is Kenny Gainwell. Kenny Gainwell, he had a really good season last year in limited time. One of the things that I think we all saw from him is we knew he was great in the passing game, but he also can run, and he has a really great nose for the end zone. He has a great nose for scoring the football. In last year's season, he had 544 yards, in total from scrimmage. 691 rushing yards, another 253 passing yards, and he had 6 total touchdowns. So in really, really limited use, a guy that was, a third or fourth string running back that was used very sparingly last year, he put up 500 plus yards and 6 touchdowns. I mean, I thought he had a really admirable rookie campaign, and I think he's going to get a lot more play this year. And I think we're really going to see those numbers crank up, and he's going to become somebody that we're going to want to have in Philly for a long time. My number 5 breakout candidate for this year's training camp is going to be Kyzir White. If you have paid attention to the Chargers side of things with this loss of Kyzir White, they're pissed about it. Teammates are pissed about it. Fans are pissed about it. Because this guy, is he, an NFL superstar? Is he Aaron Donald or, some kind of huge name? No. But what this dude is an absolutely top-notch, solid starting linebacker, something we haven't had in forever in Philadelphia. I mean, just go to last year's stats. First of all, he's still only 26 years old, okay? He's still really young. He has good size. He's 6'2", 216 pounds. He had 90 solo tackles last year. That is a ton. He had 1 sack, 2 forced fumbles, 2 interceptions. He does a little bit of everything, and he is just an extremely solid tackler. He has that really good sideline-to-sideline speed. He's somebody that you're going to see following the line of the offense and can track down running backs, can track down quarterbacks. I think he's really going to turn some heads because we just have not had good linebacker play in a number of years, and this is a huge upgrade over anything that we've had in a really long time in Philadelphia. So here are my 5 candidates. Just again, Nakobe Dean, Jordan Davis, Carson Strong, Kenneth Gainwell, Kyzir White. Now, I want to ask you, first of all, what do you think about my list? Do you agree that you think these players are going to break out? Let me know in the comment section below. And who are your top 5 breakout candidates before we head into training camp? Let me know in the comment section below. And guys, as always, if you're finding that you're liking the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. It really does help out. And go ahead and hit that thumbs up button so that other people can see this content as well. That's all I got for this one, guys. Until the next time, go Birds.